Hi, welcome. It's time for Talk Tuesday. Welcome. This is my temporary matter studio, and I am Susan B. Lochocki, running for President of the United States with the Green Party. Welcome. And this Talk Tuesday is going to be more than two parts. I already released a video, actually, on Facebook that I found online, which is pretty much it talks about all the topics that need to be talked about moving from a monetary society to a non-monetary society. And so I highly recommend, if you haven't watched it already, you should watch it on my presidential Facebook page. Anyway, this is technically part 2 this week, so welcome. And let's begin. So there's the good, the bad, and the ugly part of money. And it's gonna take time to move from point A to point B. I'm gonna say, 2 to 4 years, but I think we can do it, and I think we're at a place in time where we're ready. And that's another thing that the video talks about, is also, I'm glad that this video is out there, because makes me seem like I'm not alone. There's other people who feel this way too, that it's really possible. And why should we continue to stress ourselves out and live in struggle, not only ourselves, but the people around the world too? Or certainly, I'm a U.S. citizen, and my focus, since I want to be president of the United States, is the United States. So all U.S. citizens and people living in territories and everything, your rights matter, and you matter. And as a person, you need to demand that from your government, that you matter. So you need to say, or maybe it's time that the government says, ask what your country can do for you, as well as what you can do for your country. I think that's a better way of making that phrase. I suppose when JFK said his phrase the way he did, using similar words, he might have had a reason for phrasing it the way he did. But now we're, over 50 years later, we're at a different place in time, and the phrase the way that I use it and worded it is possible now. So let me get started on some of the things I want to say. So let's talk about the good part of money. What is the good part of money? The good part of money is, it's a recognizable award. So supposedly, if you do a good job, you get rewarded with money. But a good job is a question. What is a good job? Is it being conscientious and working hard? Or is it working at a job and cheating and making lots of money, and therefore, who is rewarded better? I think that there actually is not a lot of good in money. It creates competition. It creates jealousy and pride and greed and envy and gluttony. It creates want and cheating and stealing and vanity. And then you have all the advertising money that is out there, where people are trying to sell all sorts of things to you that you don't need. So, in my opinion, most advertising is for things you don't need. So when an advertisement comes on, you may as well just turn it off, because it's probably something you don't need. I have a hair somewhere. Okay. I have certainly stopped listening to advertising because, yeah, I know what I need. And, yeah, they use scare tactics and things to make things look important when they're not. So, I personally don't see a lot of good in money. I think we can do a lot better if we just work together in cooperation. And I think that we spend way too much time stressing over money, and not even a lot of money, over like $1 or $5 or $10, you know. And yes, over time those add up. But how much stress do we want to put into our lives worrying about that, you know? You worry about if you have enough money to pay the rent, or if you have enough money to pay your car payment or your insurance payment. The fact that you have to buy insurance for a car is a whole nother, or a house or whatever. And, you know, there are so many other things to worry about than, do you have enough money to send your kids to school? Do you have enough money for retirement? You know, this is all just worries and worries that are unnecessary. When, if we go the route that I'm thinking, we will have less worries. So, yeah, this is supposed to be the video on the good of money. People have money and they don't share it, and that's also sad. It doesn't have to be that way. As I'm sitting here, there are American citizens who don't have enough money to pay for food, who don't have a roof over their head. And this is not acceptable. Not in my world. So, it's time to give. It's time to work together in cooperation. And let's make the United States a shining example of a great world that it could be, a great society that we could be, to be truly united as the states of America. So on that note, I'm going to end part 2, and then we'll go to part 3. Bye for now.